thinking of this series as a way to have conversations with people about firearms to combat the marginalization, the association with firearms owners and violent criminals, to open people's minds about why firearms might be interesting or appealing to people, why people might want to spend time on them and not need to focus on simple self-defense or the inalienable right and so forth. So with that concept, we're talking generational collections, but additionally this series is designed to inspire conversations, and I hope that this series is doing that. And if it does, I'd definitely be curious to hear some of the conversations that happen on this topic. So what I mean by generational collections is the concept of hand-down firearms that that accumulate, that get added to each subsequent generation and then handed down again. It requires a couple of things. It requires a family that has multi-generations. Not every family continues on or has the ability with fights among siblings and things and all different kinds of family issues. Not every family has the circumstances to allow it to happen. And then, of course, if the family has all those circumstances met, it has to have firearms and have an interest in passing those firearms down. And additionally, that interest has to be kept generationally. Now, I suspect that often, or at least sometimes, these situations that when they do exist must have generations that fluctuate or skip in their interest in the firearms, but because they understand there's value and history to the collection, someone who, a generation, for example, that might not be all that interested in it is, participates in the handing down of the collection. So, in other words, it may not grow all the time. But can you imagine a collection where brothers and cousins and sisters and grandparents and everybody put some strategy behind keeping a collection alive and growing within a family? I do know some people that have firearms that have been handed down over the years, but I know of generational collections, but can't say, that happens very often. But again, it may happen more often than we know of, and things are happening differently, and there's more opportunity for this as time goes on. So this is, again, an attempt to satisfy a couple of those objectives that I mentioned before. If we're successful, we'll see some conversations come from this, either in the comments wherever you happen to watch this video, here on guntube.org or gunstreamer.com or on the YouTube or one of those other places we put it. But also, if you create your own content, if you have a podcast, if you have a live conversation, if you do a blog or something, then link us to it wherever you find it. And again, be curious to see what kind of things people come up with. So with that, if you have ideas for future segments of this series, let us know, again, in the comments. So until next time, thanks for watching and listening. So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org. Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.